Welcome back. Now, many of us have been in a situation where we go on a shopping spree with our bank card without even keeping a close eye on our spending. Now, when our bank statement arrives, we discover we've extended our credit limit and the bank has hit us with an honouring fee. So to tell us more about what this is personal finance guru Mai Fisher-French joining me this morning. Mai, good to have you and a good morning to you. And that's the first question. What exactly is an honouring fee?
Something I also discovered because a reader wrote to me complaining about something, and an honorary fee is what the bank charges you to honor a payment, and it's most common on debit orders. So you don't have enough money in your bank account, the debit order goes off, the bank honors it to save you embarrassment, to make sure that your insurance premium, for example, still goes through, but then you pay for that. So that's basically what an honorary fee is.
Yeah. So do all banks have this honoring fee?
Well, this was actually really interesting for me because it came up as a complaint. So somebody wrote to me and they said they'd used it on their credit card. So they'd been using their Standard Bank credit card, had gone over the limit and had been charged 145 Rand as an honorary fee. And they said, but surely I have a credit card limit. They can't go over that limit and then charge me for it. So I thought, well, this is worth finding out about from all the banks. And what was interesting is that this only applies to Standard Bank credit cards that are taken out before 2007. And I imagine that's to do with the National Credit Act, because in the National Credit Act you can't actually charge an honorary fee on your credit card. No other bank charges an honorary fee for credit cards specifically. Capitec was the only bank that does allow you to go over your limit on your credit card, but they don't charge you a fee. And they said it's only for a very small amount if you're in a good standing. You know, you're at the shops, you're swiping your card, they'll let it go through. But the other banks all said no, hard no on credit card, but most of them do allow for transactional, for you to go over into the red basically on your current account. And as I said, that's debit orders. And all the banks again had different positions on this. Nedbank actually is the only bank that doesn't allow ever. So they will bounce your debit order. They won't let it go through at all. Capitec said that they also won't allow, for example, a debit order to go through. But FNB and ABSA do. And FNB will charge you up to a maximum of 200 Rand for that to happen. So I think, you know, when I started looking at these fees and these penalty fees effectively, which is what they are, it really can add up if you're not watching your cash flow management on your cards. And I think it's important. It's important to be aware of these fees and whether or not your bank charges them, because not all do.
Yeah. So in simple terms, Mai, before I let you go, how do we avoid these honoring fees?
What I would love to see from the banks, and I don't see this at all, is that actually sending you an SMS warning you. And I know you get when you do your transactions, you get your updated balance. But what about an alert saying, you know, you're down to your last 100 Rand, just be aware of it. And I feel that the banks could do more to warn people before they go into the situation. And especially on debit orders, for example, they can see the debit orders that are going to come through, and maybe just an alert. I think, to be honest, I think the banks could do a lot more just to give consumers a bit more awareness as to what's in your account, because, you know, life's busy and we do sometimes forget, and sometimes there's a payment that goes off that we forgot about, and then you whack with the 200 Rand fee afterwards. So I think I'm going to start sort of encouraging the banks to be a little bit more proactive in this case.